What's up, boxing fans? This is TBE Boxing, back at you again. Today's topic, Wing Chun Bruce Lee knockout. Portrait of a legendary warrior. Anderson the Spider Silva strikes again. Let's chop it up and see what it's all about.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That life before riches, huh? That life before riches, huh? Pretty bitch, show me titties, huh? And I got the glazzy run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.
Okay, boxing fan, let's talk some boxing. Chop it up. All right, so obviously, I don't know what happened to Tito Ortiz, but, maybe his team fell short on the job. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Maybe he never saw any of those old karate movies, the old karate movies where, the champion, his family gets killed. All he says is Buddha bless. His brother gets killed, Buddha bless. His wife gets killed, Buddha bless. And then you just say something, about his seifu, his teacher, and it's, oh, you scurvy dog, I will kill you. So obviously, Tito Ortiz didn't get the memo. You do not say anything bad about the grandmaster Bruce Lee when you're talking to one of his students. That's a no-no. Okay? So, if you really wanted to motivate Anderson Silva, that was the perfect thing to say. Okay? If you really wanted to really motivate Anderson Silva, Tito Ortiz said the perfect word. It's like you couldn't have written a movie any better. He said the perfect word that was going to really motivate Anderson Silva to go in there and do his job, and that's exactly what happened. But before, we get into it and what really happened, let's go to the videotape and, and check it out, all right? Take a look.
Co-main event now, Tito Ortiz, Anderson Silva. Tito, you have fought at the highest level many, many times, over and over and over again, but now you're jumping into a new world against Anderson Silva. How do you see your fight unfolding against the former UFC middleweight champion of the world?
I'm just excited for this fight in general. I want to thank Triller. I want to thank Brett Kavanaugh for giving this opportunity. You're going to get a fight. I'm going to fight. I'm not fighting in a 30-foot octagon. I'm fighting in a squared circle. This is going to fight. I use two fists, try to punch through Anderson's face. Anderson's going to do his little magic Wing Chun Bruce Lee bullshit. I'm going to come in to fight. That's how I know how to do. I'm a fighter.
Anderson Silva, how's your fight going down against Tito Ortiz?
Wow, I think I fight for my entire life, in Wing Chun and Bruce Lee stuffs saved my life the whole time inside the ring, inside the cage too. And I don't like to talk too much, I like to go inside the ring, go inside the cage and do my job.
Rounds as Tito Ortiz closes in on the corner. Not a lot of these punches landed once. He's swinging and missing, but he caught him with a straight right there.
Listen, I like the 2 minutes because of this right here.
Oh, that was one hand. Tito Lights out! Whoa! Can you believe this? They said, what? Waving what? First round knockout for the Spider, Anderson Silva.
The winner by knockout victory, Anderson Spider Silva.
Okay, so there it is. Don't worry, people. We're gonna show one more time before I end the clip. I end the video. We'll see. We'll let you see one more time. All right. So you saw what happened there. So like I said, obviously Tito Ortiz didn't get the memo. Don't talk about the grandmaster Bruce Lee in a negative fashion in front of his student. He'd been in the the MMA and the UFC long enough to know he was in there at the same time that Silva was in there, and he knows that Anderson Silva takes that whole Bruce Lee grandmaster thing extremely seriously. He's not a joke to him. Okay, so you can't go and insult not just the master, the grandmaster, but you insulting his fighting technique as well, Wing Chun. I mean, that's like a double insult. So, I mean, Ortiz was asking for it, and he got it. I mean, Wing Chun, Bruce Lee finished him. And so, and you saw what Anderson Silva said after in the interview. The Grandmaster Bruce Lee said, be water, my friend. That was beautiful, man. I mean, wow. This guy's class act, Anderson Silva. I mean, I like Ortiz as well. He's a pretty cool guy himself. But, I just think that in this situation, he kind of stepped in it. And, we all saw the result of that. So, let that be a lesson to anybody else out there who thinks that they can, insult the Grandmaster Bruce Lee while Anderson Silva is around, and then you're going to fight Anderson Silva on top of that? Oh, no. Don't do it, my friend. We all saw what happened. And, the fact that the first question he answered after the fight, and, the first person he mentioned was Bruce Lee again, to let people know that, what he did to Ortiz was a direct result of what he said about Bruce Lee. Okay, he wasn't, he's not gonna come out. He's too, Anderson Silva is too humble and too, of a guy to come out and say what he like. He said, I don't like to talk too much. I just like to go into the ring and do my job. And that's exactly what he did. He just went in the ring and did his job and let Ortiz know, don't do that again, okay? And so, yeah, it was a great fight. Great performance by Anderson Silva. Another masterclass performance, okay? Doing great work in the boxing. I mean, it looks like he's been boxing his whole life, and from what he's saying, he has been doing that. He just has been fighting in the MMA, but he's been practicing and training, in boxing, which kind of shows, because in his his striking ability in the MMA was a level above the rest of the guys. So, I can see that he's been training in boxing for a while, and that's, definitely was a good thing for him to do. And now it's paying off. It's just a shame that, Anderson didn't get to leave the MMA, like 5 years ago, maybe, and started boxing 5 years ago instead of, last year. That would have been much better for him, and he probably accomplished a lot more in boxing. Who knows what he's going to accomplish now? He might even get a title shot. You never know. But that would be an interesting, situation. But a fight that I would like to see would be Anderson Silva versus, Stylebender Adesanya in a boxing match. Because, Adesanya is also as a background as a boxer. He boxed professionally as well. Okay. And, as well as kickboxing. And so a boxing match between Anderson Silva and Adesanya, I think would be pretty interesting to see. But, who knows how that would go in terms of, Dana White and trying to get permission to put that fight on. But that would be a big fight. And we all saw how the fight went when they fought in MMA. Adesanya won that match. But I think, a boxing match would be pretty interesting to watch. But again, great performance by Anderson Silva. He really did a good job in their masterful boxing, display. And I'm really interested to see who, he's gonna fight next. It's very interesting. He's really making a name for himself in boxing, and he's doing good work out there. As for Ortiz, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was a disappointing loss for Ortiz. Like I said, I like Ortiz. He's a stand-up guy himself. But that was a brutal knockout. Then again, who's to say that, he can't continue doing this, I'm pretty sure he can continue doing exhibition boxing or this type of boxing, against our UFC guys, that type of thing. Because this look like this is going to be a thing that's going to be here to stay. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. So who knows? Maybe he might get a shot against a Jake Paul or somebody like that, or Tito, whoever. But he didn't look too good against Silva. But then again, it's hard to look good against a legendary fighter, like Anderson Silva. So you can't really blame Ortiz too much. I mean, and then on top of that, excuse me, he made the mistake of going in there and insulting the grandmaster Bruce Lee. So it didn't turn out too well for him. And so it is what it is. But yeah, great performance by Anderson Silva. Looking forward to see what he's going to do next. That was definitely a great performance. I would love to see him fight maybe one of a top 10 or top 15 boxer. I mean, he already fought an ex-champion and in his first boxing match and won that one. So he's already at the top of the game basically. So I would love to see him fight someone else right now, a little higher on the rankings and see what he can do, in terms of boxing. And as far as those MMA guys, he's talking about Jake Paul and guys like that. I don't see him having a problem beating those guys. He's at a higher level than those guys are from what I can see, of him in the ring right now. We have to see him against somebody where he needs to be tested, in a more thorough fashion, than he's been tested so far. And I would like to see him fight a higher ranking guy and see how he does. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to do great, but we need to see it. So yeah, that's all I have for right now. I'm going to leave that there. This is TBE Boxing.
Got them out of a minute, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, on the block with the pole, This is the life that I chose, on the block with the pole, That life before riches, That life before riches, Pretty bitch, show me titties, And I got the glazzy run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.